Alright, a busy night here in the Storm Tracker 21 Weather Center on this Thursday evening, but let's do weather for Weather Geeks, and we'll take a deep dive into what's going on right now as I record this, what will happen tonight, and some potentially impactful weather as we head towards the weekend as well. Quick check of the rain gauges across the region as of about 7:10. We're up over an inch in some places now, including out here towards I-77. Rain gauge down in southeastern Columbiana now at 1.25, and we're approaching an inch around the Youngstown area as well, and we're going to easily topple an inch in most of our television viewing area before the evening is through, with some more heavy rain pushing through in the next few hours. And the rain has definitely picked up in intensity over the last couple of hours, and so now moderate to heavy rain found as of this recording at 7:10 in most of our TV viewing area. Now, that being said, there is a dry slot developing to our south and west, and this dry slot will try to work in as we head into the mid-evening. Best chance for the rain starting to let up some mid-evening will be in areas, it looks like, north of I-80. The farther south you are, the smaller chance you have of really truly getting into that dry slot and seeing the rain tapering off. Now, already the front has snuck down into areas north and west of Youngstown. The airport in Trumbull County down to 35 here in the 7 o'clock hour. The front's just about through Columbus, 53, but not for much longer at John Glenn Airport in Columbus. Cleveland has had freezing rain and temperatures near freezing for the last several hours, and this is, as promised, a very, very sharp front. In addition to the flood threat, winter weather advisories are out for Mahoning County, Trumbull County as well, but let's not split hairs here too much. The threat for a flash freeze overnight will extend into counties not included in this winter weather advisory. The reason why Trumbull and Mahoning are in it, probably more so in addition to the flash freeze, a small accumulation of snow and sleet is going to be a possibility, especially in far northern Trumbull. And you couple that with the flash freeze, and it reaches borderline winter weather advisory criteria. Winter storm warnings are actually out for counties hugging the lakeshore, with more in the way of snow and sleet expected up there. Weather Service in Pittsburgh issued a big flood warning covering lots and lots of counties, including Columbiana, here a little while ago. That's called an aerial flood warning. In other words, it's not just for rivers. We still, of course, have a flood warning out for the length of the Mahoning River and also for Eagle Creek up near Braceville in Trumbull County. Let's talk about the rivers and the flood threat, the flood risk tonight. We are now getting pretty close to flood stage for the Mahoning River at Youngstown. We're into flood stage for Eagle Creek near Braceville, southwestern Trumbull County, kind of, again, around Southington down to Newton Falls and Braceville and Leavittsburg and places like that. That's going to be it often is a flood-prone area, and that'll be the case tonight as well. All right, taking a look at some of the numbers. Here's the most recent numbers as far as the gauges are concerned. Mahoning River at Leavittsburg up to 9 feet or so, 6.5 feet at Warren, and now we're into approaching minor flood stage in Youngstown, 10.23 feet there. The crests are still expected to be pretty impressive here. A 16-foot crest at Leavittsburg. That would keep it out of the top 4. Highest crests on record there. 13.2 at Warren would almost crack the top 4. But perhaps the most impressive number is at Youngstown, a 20-foot crest expected on Friday, and that would put it right here in second place, just behind that tremendous flood event back in 1913. Now, we did a story at 6, you may have caught it, or have seen it online. After the big flood event in March of 1913, measures were taken to reduce the risk of catastrophic flooding in most of our region, and the next real big flood event in most of our area was this one, January of 1959. We had snowmelt, we had a very, very cold December of 1958 that probably led to very fast ice formation on area rivers, and so you couple that with 2.5 inches worth of rain, no surprise we had a big-time flood event back on January 22nd, 1959. Some of the more recent big-time flood events that a lot of us remember, summer of 2003, also in 2013. We had some pretty impressive flooding, once again mostly in the summer, not because of snowmelt and ice jams and that sort of a thing. All right, Eagle Creek, again, Phalanx Station here near the Braceville area, 9.58 feet. The last measurement there, expected to crest at 13.25. This will be an earlier crest than some of the other area waterways. cresting probably in the wee hours of Friday morning. Let's not forget about our friends down along the Ohio River, East Liverpool to Wellsville, and thankfully down there, we're not expecting river flooding problems at this point. Expecting a crest at East Liverpool at 10.4 feet Saturday, probably late in the day, and that is well below, or somewhat below, the 14-foot threshold for minor flood stage for the Ohio River at East Liverpool. All right, as I mentioned, the front is already slicing through as of this recording. The front should be pretty much clear of our area by mid-evening, putting us pretty close to freezing in a lot of places as we head towards 9, 10 o'clock, and it'll probably still be raining at that point, or at least trying to rain a little bit. That dry slot will have to be watched. But as we get closer to 32, of course, if it's going to be raining, that of course becomes freezing rain at 32 and below. Eventually, the freezing rain will probably give way to more sleet from northwest to southeast as the air mass above our heads continues to cool and deepen. You get more sleet as opposed to freezing rain. There's more of a cold layer for those raindrops to freeze on the way down into sleet pellets as the air mass continues to cool. Pardon me, the mixed precipitation will probably taper off a little after midnight, and this probably just becomes some flurries for the overnight. I'm not expecting big impacts from snow here locally. Truth be told, I'm not expecting big impacts from sleet and freezing rain. Some impacts, yes, but this is not like we had 2 weeks ago, where we had 12 to 15 hours of sleet and freezing rain in a lot of the area. This is not an ice storm. This will probably produce some slush, and certainly bridges and overpasses and surfaces that tend to freeze up more quickly will have to be watched as early as late this evening. But a region-wide concern has more to do with the flash freeze overnight, because after an inch to an inch and a half of rain, temperatures are going to drop down to 20 in most spots overnight, and so anything wet out there and untreated is going to become a skating rink overnight tonight. Again, low impacts from flurry activity. That'll be around into early tomorrow morning. I'm actually expecting a fair amount of sunshine to break out by Friday afternoon. It'll be fairly ineffective, as we are expecting temperatures to stay in the 20s. Now, this clipper on Saturday, again, this is a pretty stout-looking clipper heading our way first thing Saturday morning. It may be accompanied by a band of snow showers and maybe even a heavier squall at the start of the day Saturday. So if you're an early morning commuter, or you have some reason to be out early on a Saturday morning, watch out for changeable conditions. Now, flurries might linger for the rest of the morning, but I suspect the most impactful snow showers would be very early in the day, maybe even before sunrise Saturday morning. But one thing that will be with us all morning is the wind. It's going to be howling at times Saturday morning and midday before diminishing later as high pressure builds in, and by far and away the better part of the weekend will be Sunday. Cold start, but with this warm front pushing through, we should see temperatures back in the mid-40s in the afternoon. As the wind gusts perhaps to 40 or so Saturday morning and midday, by lunchtime Saturday, wind chills may be below zero for a time. Again, the wind will diminish later in the day, so wind chills may bottom out around lunchtime and then slowly recover, back to above zero for the rest of the afternoon. Actual air temperatures will probably drop for most of the day Saturday, starting out maybe around 28 at daybreak, but maybe leveling off around 20, 21 in the afternoon. This is a pretty gnarly start to the weekend on Saturday. Let's not sleep on the impacts Saturday. We've got a lot to talk about tonight and into tomorrow morning, but Saturday is going to be no fun at all, especially when you factor in the wind and the wind chill. But 47 on Sunday, and looks like actually a beautiful start to next week coming up on our Monday. Unfortunately, the warmth is not going to stick around. We'll be into the 50s Monday and into Tuesday, but after that, it looks like the air mass will cool once again for a while at the very end of February. And heading into March, the warmth shown on the modeling about a week ago for the same time period, end of February, start of March, unfortunately was kind of a mirage. So spring's going to have to wait a little while longer, but we'll get another pretty nice spring preview Sunday, and especially into the day on Monday. Stay safe out there tonight. If you find yourself traveling late tonight into tomorrow morning, just be prepared for some black ice and for some slick spots. Maybe kind of hard to see, so just take it slow and you'll be fine. And then we'll get through a tough day on Saturday before better things on Sunday. In the meantime, thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. I'll see you back here on your Friday.